everyone, it's Bree. I'm back with another scrapbook process video for Shimmer's Paints, and I'm super excited to share this with y'all today. I'm going to be using a textures in crushed coral, and that's it right there. It's this very, very pretty, well, it's a corally color. It's like a light coral, and it's a textures, so it has kind of like grit in it, so it's not smooth, but it's, you know, obviously it's textures like in its name. So I'm going to be spreading gesso all over some white cardstock. I'm doing like almost the entire 12 by 12 sheet of paper, only because I knew that I wanted to, I guess, get the texture paste on different sections. So, and I knew I wanted to do like a background with, you know, a bunch of different pink colors. So just to go ahead and set myself up, I went ahead and just added gesso to practically the entire sheet of cardstock. So I am using an old Heidi Swapp stencil, and it's just a bunch of circles, and I'm applying my texture paste quite liberally in different little sections of the stencil. And it's like magic. Like when you pull it up, there it is. See, it's awesome. And it's so much fun to work with. I love working with a bunch of different mediums, and yeah, it was a lot of fun. So I kind of had an idea of what I wanted like my layout to be. So that's why I'm putting the texture dots in these specific areas. And I'm filling in all the holes and scraping up as much as I can so I don't waste any. And then I kind of went back and added, I wanted some right here, but I didn't want too much, and I was trying to line it up so I didn't mess up what I had already laid down, and I think it turned out all right. Okay, so I had let it dry overnight, and I'm showing you the sprays I'm going to be using. It's going to be a Vibes in Pink Moscato, and Sweetheart, a Spritz in Cotton Candy, and a Colorings in Pretty in Pink. And then I'm also going to be using two creamies, one in Piggy Pink and the other one in One Hot Mama. So I had, like I said before, I had let it dry overnight. Well, actually, I think it was 2 nights, and then I was able to go back to it. So I'm starting off with One Hot Mama, and I'm using the packaging technique. And I had prepped my paper. I had sprayed some water before I even put down the One Hot Mama. That way the water had somewhere to go and could move a little bit, and that's why I went ahead and sprayed directly on the paper the Pink Moscato, and then I've got the, which one is that? I think it was Cotton Candy first, and now I'm working with Sweetheart. All right, and then I'm back to Hot Mama, and I'm kind of spreading the color in and doing some splatters. I think, gosh, you guys are going to laugh at me. Every time I'm using Shimmer's paints, I'm always like, oh, this one's my favorite, this one's my favorite. But the last 2 layouts that I've used, that I've done, I've used One Hot Mama, and I just love the color. It is such a pretty pink. It's like a hot pink, and it matched my, the paper collection that I decided to use. It matched it perfectly. So that's why I was kind of using that one more, and then kind of going in with the other lighter pinks. So that one that I'm using now is Piggy Pink, which is so cute. It's like a light pink with a bunch of shimmer in it. I love it. And there I go again with back in with One Hot Mama. I had such a fun time creating this layout. It definitely was a lot of fun. All right, so let's see. What am I doing? Okay, I had to tape my cardstock down because when my texture paste was drying, my page warped a little bit more than I wanted to, and of course that probably had to do with my whole page had gesso on it. But yeah, so I had to tape it down. And I'm showing you the picture that I'm using for my layout, and it's of my dog Pippa, and I had punched her picture out with a 2-inch heart punch. I think it's 2-inch. Maybe, yeah, I think it's 2-inch. Okay, so I'm showing you the line that I'm using, and it's a Simple Stories, no wait, what is it? Yeah, no, it's Love and Adore. That's the line. I had got the paper pad at Hobby Lobby, and it was $5, and I got it maybe a week ago, and I know everybody knows about their huge, massive clearance sale that they've got going on. And I had saw that paper pad, and I typically don't buy paper pads because I have so much paper, but I remembered that I had those 2 things that I had showed you. It was it's the chipboard sticker set and that Simple Stories, like a 5-page sticker set as well. I had purchased those out in Hawaii at like a scrapbook closing sale, and I knew I had those, so I was like, oh, let me get the paper pad. This will be perfect. I'm going to use it on a Valentine's layout. It worked out great. So that's what I'm using, and I had shown, before I had even gotten on the paper collection, these hearts that I stitched. I have always wanted to stitch on my layouts. I had done it a couple times, and I guess I just didn't stick with it and didn't practice, so I never went back to it. But for this layout, I went ahead and, you know what, just stitch. Just do it, keep practicing, and I loved it. It went by fast. My first one took me a little bit of time. I think that the hardest time I have is threading my needle, and I have an embroidery needle. It's large, but it's just, I don't know. I just need practice. But the first one was great, and then the other three, it took me, I don't know, like 2 minutes to finish it. So I punched out all these hearts in the different papers from the collection, and then I decided to stitch on 4 of them, and then I punched out more because I knew that I wanted to lay them down and have my photo pop on top of it. And I know this page is going to look busy, but I think the picture still pops out, and she is still the main focus. And that's my dog, Pippa. And it's so funny. This is the Valentine's layout, and I choose it of my dog because I love my dog so much. She's crazy, but we love her. And she had jumped up on the table where she's not supposed to be, but she thinks she's a human being. And she had jumped up on the seat, and she plays like she's very dramatic, and she knows how to work it, I guess you could say, for people to feel sorry for her. So she ends up squinting her eyes and stares at you to make it seem like, you know, we don't feed her, or she's, you know, I don't know. She acts like she doesn't get fed, and she does. And of course this is her mid squint, and I just snapped it, and she cracks me up. So of course, right after that, I told her to get down, and I gave her a little something, but I just thought it was a great moment, and I really, really wanted to scrap it. All right, so I had finally figured out my layout for all of my hearts to make sure that all the patterns were distributed evenly, and it, you know, it was to my liking. And now I'm pulling some of these chipboard stickers. And in my last video, I said that I was going to give chipboard a try again and to incorporate it into my layouts. And I think I'm back in. I have resurrected my love for chipboard, and because I use quite a bit from this sticker sheet. And so I picked that cute banner, and I put it down at the bottom right, and then I picked these words, love, sweet, and adore. And I left the top left heart open because I thought if I added another one, another like text sticker, it would have been too much. So, and I kind of was already pushing it to in my opinion, for having those 3, but I think it came out balanced. So I'm gonna go ahead and glue down this banner, and I'm adding glue, and inside my little glue bottle is the Scotch Tacky Glue, and then of course I put glue on the backing to that sticker. I think I did it several times. I don't know what was wrong with me. I even uploaded this video without even making a voiceover, and of course it was in private, but then I'm like, what were you doing? Like, you needed, why did you just save it and then I just went ahead and uploaded it? Talk about major brain fart here. Anyways, back to my layout. So I glued it down, and then because there's texture paste that's dried on my layout, some of it was uneven. So I took my Scotch foam tape, and I kind of backed the chipboard so it wasn't wonky, and it laid nicely and was flat. Of course, I struggled here a little bit on tucking it underneath, and it got stuck, and I was trying to get my scissors jammed in there to maneuver it around, but I got it. All right, so I'm going to go ahead and glue down my words here, and especially with chipboard, I always like to use extra adhesive. You know, it sticks down in the, for a while, but it doesn't seem as permanent, and they tend to slip off my pages, so I like to definitely back them with extra glue, just to make sure it stays, and then they don't end up at the bottom of your, of your page protectors. And yeah, so I'm gonna just glue this one down. And of course, another little piece of chipboard got stuck in between those hearts, but I ended up getting it out later. All right, And gosh, stitching on those hearts, it was so much fun. I really, really want to keep stitching. I wish, I don't know if you've watched Elsie. She's Hey Elsie on YouTube, but her stitching skills, gosh, I wish I could be like her. And I don't have, well, no, wait, I take it back. I have a sewing machine that was gifted to me, but it is, I don't know what's wrong with it, so I really have to YouTube it or take it to a repair shop to get it fixed, because I don't know what's wrong with it. So I'm basically just hand stitching, which I love, but at some point I really, really want to add machine stitching to my projects. All right, so I'm pulling a thicker set from Amy Tangerine only for the foam hearts. I really wanted some pops of white because there was so much going on. There was a lot of pink, and I already had, you know, the black pops from the words, and then my photo is black and white, but I really wanted some white to be thrown in there, and I really like how that looks, the contrast. So talk about digging and using what's in your stash. So not only am I using this, you know, the two Simple Story sticker sets, but I pulled that, this number thicker, I don't even know, I think it's Dear Lizzie, or maybe, I'm sorry, I'm not even sure what it is, but it's from Tuesday Morning that I bought a long time ago. So I felt really good about using, even if it was just, I think I just used one or two things from here, if anything, but you know, I still was able to use it. All right, so I pulled these hearts from that chipboard set, and I am laying those out, and I'm using the, is it the negative? The negative portion and the positive? Well, I'm using both anyways. So it's a punch out and then it's an outline. So I'm using both because I wanted to get more bang for my buck, I guess. And it still had the heart shape and it still had the color inside of it. So I said, why not, you know? And it matched perfectly. So I'm just scattering these all around. And of course, adding extra adhesive because not only do I have gesso, but I have texture paste on there. And I really want to make sure my stuff stays. All right. So I'm making sure I've got my color spread out evenly, you know, with my blues and my yellows, and making sure that, you know, each portion of my layout has, you know, enough. Like, you know, I'm not bunching up my yellows. See, I have yellow at the top, and then at the bottom, and then to the right, and then I'm going to add it up at the left. So I'm, you know, essentially framing her photo to make sure that she does not get lost in this busy layout, because it is busy. You know, I've got the texture paste, I've got the sprays, and I did cover up the majority of my beautiful background that I worked on, but you kind of have to in order to get, I guess, the outskirts. What I'm trying to say is, you know, that what I am showing, that's what I like. You know, the sprays, you can still see it even though I covered up a lot of it, because I want it to be subtle, but you know, you can still see it, if that makes any sense. All right, so I'm pulling a bunch of heart stickers and some flower stickers from the these little sticker sheets here, and just kind of grouping all my little hearts and spreading those around. And then this is where I start reaching, like, do I really want to add these flowers? And then I saw, like, yes, you do, because it's in that banner that you already put in, so go ahead and scatter some flowers. And who doesn't want flower or floral stickers on their page? I mean, I'm obsessed right now, so I'm just kind of tucking them in there, and then I'm going to go back through and I'm going to add glue. I'm going to just stick some glue behind there just to make sure that my stuff stays. And I'm really liking how it's coming out. And like I said, with my background, when I was done, I had actually shut off my camera. I added more color. I brought more of the One Hot Mama out more. So in the final photos, you can see that I went ahead and added a little more color. So here I'm thinking as to what I'm going to put up in the left heart that's still empty up there. And I'm pulling these little tiny text stickers from that same sticker sheet. And I'm adding some around. One says cherish, one says love me. And the one that I put up there, it says you have my heart. Because she does. I love her so much. She's crazy. I'm trying to think, or I'm, you know, deciding if I want to add any more, and I decide not to, and I like how this came out. So definitely visit the Shimmers paint store, and if you purchase anything, don't forget to leave my name in the notes section, and they'll send you a free gift, and I'll have links to everything below in the description box. Thank you so much for watching, for commenting, and subscribing. We'll talk to you soon.